Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, where we still find ourselves in the market square. And we might need one more episode for this, actually. There's a cat we can adopt here. Pets. Receive item tiger. Summons a pet cat. Okay, I need to check who has Lore Nature, because that is usually a skill that I... Okay, we'll give the tiger to land then. At least for now.
Are we in trouble yet?
These people were not killed by demons. Their mortal wounds were inflicted by ordinary weapons. A rift in the earth left by Discari's massive scythe. You and your companions fell through here during the attack.
I know the way.
Hear me, take heed. The wardstone is the tower. They must not be allowed to capture it. But, okay.
Follow my lead. Focus on the goal.
Did we step on their toes as well?
Take that.
Stab you or zap you. Both.
Did I mess up again?
Make every strike count.
Too late for apologies.
Oh god, those...
Let's try this way.
caterpillar thingies, or what, I don't remember what they're called. Millipedes. Centipedes. Something.
Go for their hearts!
I mean, they're far away from us.
Distract them for me.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
You crossed the wrong mongrel.
These, but this one... Oh, it is a masterwork dagger. Finally. I don't recall entirely wrong. There is something powerful over here.
As it should be.
Or maybe we summon it when we loot that thing. Yep. Bow.
You won't survive me.
I'll cut you wide open!
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Yeah, I think you should drink a potion anyways.
No glory without risk!
That helps.
Time to share your treasures. This will hurt.
I'll hit you!
Endure this!
The spirits demand your blood.
That gives us a cold iron short spear +1, which is rather nice. Okay, that's going to annoy me. We need to go down there and kill it.
You're a good person. I like you.
Other than that, I don't think there's anything here.
What a
Oh,
find!
there is. Not much, but it's always a little bit of money.
That is not far.
Okay, I think there is a way we can get down here. Count Arenday's servant. Thank the gods, I've found someone who isn't fleeing in a panic. Are you crusaders? Mercenaries? The comely half-elf is so frightened he can barely get the words out. I am a servant of Count Darren Cale Nevis Arenday. My lord's mansion is under attack by demons. The master himself and all his guests are trapped inside, and the house guards are nowhere to be found. I managed to escape through a servant's passage to look for help. Will you help me? The mansion is only a stone's throw away on the next street over. He meets your gaze with pleading eyes. Count Arenday. I have seen him a few times before, from afar. He looked highly audacious. I confess that he did capture my attention, but that's neither here nor there. We should help him. The gratitude of a rich and influential man can only benefit us. You have heard about the Arenday family before. This wealthy and noble Mendevian dynasty was almost wiped out by demons more than 10 years ago. The last surviving member of the family, the young Count Darren, has an infamous reputation. He is well known for being a rake and rogue. Misfortune continues to dog the house of Arenday, I see. Servant cringes. You're telling me? Everyone tried to talk me out of taking up the position, saying that it can't have just been bad luck that brought tragedy down on the family and almost killed off the line. But I reasoned that since my master was the only one to survive that calamity, that meant he must be blessed by fate and the powers of good. The pay was nothing to sniff at either. The servant casts his eyes around the street. I should have listened to people smarter than me and gone to work somewhere else, preferably far away from Canabras. Tell me more about what happened. I'll tell you what I can. I was working from dusk till dawn and back to dusk again, serving guests at the Count's banquet. When the other servants came to relieve me at my post, I went to sleep. Next thing I know, I wake up and there are demons inside the mansion. Couldn't even reach the Count. The monsters had blocked the way. The Count's banquet was still going on. He and his guests were in the great hall, and as far as I could tell, the door to the room was sealed and the demons couldn't get in. I'm begging you, hurry. The mansion's doors are sturdily built. The demons will have to work hard to get past them, so you still have time to rescue the people inside. All right, I'll help. Where is this? Where is your master's house? It's not far at all. We're better off entering from the next street over, through the passage I used to get out. Help, I'm begging you. I hate to think what the Count will do to me if I don't bring back help. No big rush. We'll get around to it eventually.
I'll go ahead.
Judging by the size of the blood stain, the enormous body of something the body of something enormous was dragged over these stones. Terendelev, most likely.
I know the way.
Neophyte cleric. Okay, let's pause there.
We will win this war. Together we stand.
Okay, the bench is in the way.
Rely on me. No reason to pause. A bright future awaits us. I will help where I can.
Okay. You charge him. You charge him.
Together,
You
we
charge
stand.
him.
Doubt is the heart's greatest challenge.
You won't stop us.
Cover me, all right?
A calculated risk.
Make every strike count.
You are today's sacrifice. Surrender or else.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
This should do it.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Into the fray!
Go for their hearts.
I haven't got the foggiest what the thing with that centipede is about. Though I will admit that I'm walking another way or route than I usually walk to get to this place, so that's probably part of it, I suppose. But they are. It has to be over there. I'll get back to that.
I'll cheer you on from over there.
There they are. Get rid of them.
Distract them for me.
I'll cut you wide open. Too late for apologies.
Finally. Now, let's first of all deal with this. My beloved brother, I admire your zeal, of course, but would you not agree this is hardly the time to be standing guard over a hole that no one will ever emerge from? Or perhaps you're concerned that someone will decide to go for a nighttime stroll and will accidentally fall into it? Such foresight is laudable, but do you really need so many soldiers for such a task? Can't your warriors be put to better use, for instance fighting demons or clearing rubble, while the people trapped beneath it might still be alive? The face of this golden-curled Aasimar is beautiful, even by the standards of his kind, in whose veins run the blood of angels. His melodious voice sounds cheerful, but bitter reproach simmers in his gaze. Don't you dare call me brother heretic. The signs of recent hard fighting are obvious in this stern old man. His armor is dented and covered in blood, and his unnatural pallor suggests something more dangerous than wounds inflicted by claws and fangs. Nevertheless, his gaze is stony, and his voice, accustomed to barking orders, is harsh and clipped. How dare you accuse me of doing nothing to protect this city? Especially now, when followers of your temple were caught committing treason. To my mind, you are no different than the demon worshippers, those miscreants, those beasts that are digging under the city walls. Everyone knows, my dearest prelate, that in your zealous pursuit of order in the city, you have long since forgotten how to tell friend from foe and good from evil. That's what happened with my adepts, whose act of treason was a genuine attempt to save the city. And yet again I am forced to repeat myself. While we are wasting time on pointless quarrels, people are dying under the rubble in our city. people whom we could have saved if you had only set your soldiers to the task, not kept them here, surrounding a useless and utterly harmless hole in the ground. Harmless? Well, if it is on your say-so, then that must mean there is something down there. Your associates, no doubt, and they're just waiting for us to abandon our post before they slink out and try again to... The old man notices your approach. And you, I remember you. You appeared in the city. You appeared in my city the day the demons attacked and Terendelev died. What are you doing here? Answer at once, or I'll have you strung up by your ankles before you know it. Don't think that the demons have wounded me. I still have enough strength to take on 100 of your sort. And what is this hideous creature? Hulrun peers at Lan with suspicion. Lan at your service. The Mongol ducks his head in a bow. My forebears fought in the First Crusade. I've lived in Canabras all my life. Haven't ever seen me before? Ah, it must be because you don't ever venture into our underground district. We have been meaning to complain to the city authorities that our paving stones have been in need of repair for a long time. The First Crusade? So, you're a mongrel? Huh. You obviously know human speech. Surprisingly well, in fact. Alright, let's be off with you. The prelate looks at you. If he causes any trouble, I shall hold you responsible. Come to think of it, you still haven't told me who you are. Who are you to be asking me such questions? I find it passing strange that you don't already know who I am. Hulrun Shapok, Prelate of Canabras, Inquisitor by the grace of Iomade, Defender of the city by the grace of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, against threats from within and without. And as we can see, you've done a sterling job protecting the city. The golden-curled Arsimar flashes a flinty smile. I am Ramian of Edme, prior of the Temple of Desna, which, alas, currently lies in ruins. Wise Hulrun here believes it is vital to guard this hole in the ground from which he is certain demons will emerge at any moment. I have been trying to convince him that the city has far more urgent matters to deal with. For instance, rescuing those currently dying under the rubble. You know what? There may in fact be one matter that is more important than guarding this hole. I've put it off, and look where it's led us. I should have had you hung from the gates back when you dared defend your gang of delinquent demon collaborators. If the Sarkorians had hanged Arlu Vorlesh while they had the chance, there never would have even been a war. I will not repeat their mistake, and I will not hesitate any longer. Soldiers, seize this scum. Prelate, see reason. These are frightening times, but threatening to hang someone without trial? That is unworthy of a servant of Iomade. The old man fixes his eyes on Sela. Lest you forget, girl, we may serve the same goddess, but you are not an inquisitor. Don't question the way I choose to serve Iomade, and I won't question yours. What precisely are you accusing Ramian of, Inquisitor? Treason. Not long before the city was attacked, several followers from his temple tried to secretly access the wardstone and perform an unknown ritual over it. Hulrun is trembling with fury. The wardstone of Canabras, the gift from Iomade, the bringer of light wrought by the hands of her herald, the first in the chain, and followers of that crazy runt of a goddess try to meddle with it using their magic after hearing a voice in their dreams? My soldiers almost had them caught when Ramian got in the way, allowing the traitors to go to ground. I made a mistake. I didn't have him locked in a cell and interrogated to within an inch of his life. And now the city lies in ruins. It's time to rectify that mistake. I've told you before and I'll tell you again. My people foresaw the attack on the city. They knew the wardstone already carried the seed of corruption within itself and they were simply trying to heal it. I've heard similar claims before, and now where was it? Ah yes, from Staunton Vane, the traitor who brought down Dresden. The lessons of the past have taught us a great deal, and that is why I never believed you or your mob's lies even for a second, and I was right. Behold, Inquisitor, I bear the gift of an angel who died in the caves below Canabras. I am no enemy of yours. The old man frowns and whispers something, a prayer or a spell. With each word his face relaxes. You are telling the truth. The light in your hand was wrought by the power of heaven. I will keep an open mind with regard to you, stranger. And later, under less fractious circumstances, I would like to ask you about how you came to receive this gift. That can wait. I must deal with his filth once and for all. I'm going to have to go with the chaotic here because I don't want him to kill Ramian. Don't lay a finger on him or you'll have to answer to me. The Aasimar holds up his hands in a placating gesture. Stop! You are the defenders of what remains of Kenabres. Can't you think of anything better to do than be at each other's throats in the ruins of the city? Ramian looks at the prelate. You're a fool, Hulrun. You're a zealot and a murderer, but you're a fool first and foremost. I told you that the wardstone was weakened. You wouldn't listen. I warned you that the city was going to be attacked. You shooed me away. The truth is that my young adepts were trying to save the wardstone and you stopped them. Of course, those truly responsible for this tragedy are the demons, but you have done nothing to prevent it. And now, you would still rather kill an innocent person and perish yourself than admit that you were wrong, as always. With a wave of his hand, the Aasimar vanishes. He fled, the heretic. He's no doubt expecting me to rush off in pursuit, but that won't work on me. Hulrun turns his attention to you. What about you? You truly have been marked out for a gift from heaven. This is your chance to save the city. Go and bring back that filthy traitor. I'm almost certain that he and his cronies were helping the demons, either knowingly or unknowingly. Their attempt to bewitch the wardstone is clear proof. Ramian must be captured. Why are you obsessed with finding enemies everywhere you look? Why? Why? You must not be from these parts, or you wouldn't have asked such a question. I look for enemies everywhere because our enemies are everywhere. Who are we at war with? Demons. Demons and cultists. They are masters of deception. They worm their way into your favor and masquerade in all manner of false guises. Do you think Dresden was captured by force? No, by trickery. Were it not for me, Kenabres would have gone the same way long ago, captured out from under our noses. Now, listen to what I'm about to tell you. This was a long time ago. I was very young then, and I had just joined the crusade. Back then, Kenabres didn't have a garrison so much as a public thoroughfare. Anyone who wanted could just stroll into the city. One day at dawn, a group of refugees came up to the city gates, bold as brass. The guards let them in, and why not, for no one was ever turned away. It was no matter. Everyone was welcome in our city, if you came from Mendev or if you had hauled yourself here from across the seas. The crusade accepted all and sundry, but on this occasion we paid dearly for our laxity. Just as soon as those innocent lambs entered the city, they transformed into demons and rushed toward the wardstone, slaughtering everyone who tried to stop them. 62 people died in less than a minute. The demons used their mutilated corpses to desecrate the obelisk. None of them dared to go near it. The light of the goddess burned them all, so they threw the blood from afar, spattering the wardstone from every direction. And the lead demon, an eyeless beast, Minago is her name, jeered and gloated, saying we mortals had been sitting ducks. And the creature was right too. We let our guard down, and we got what we deserved. That bloodbath came to be known as the Red Morning Massacre, and it was burned into the townsfolk's memories. Since then, Kenabres has adopted different practices. Heretics, cultists, spies, all the rabble who coveted Aralu's glory, we drove them all out of the city. We haven't had any trouble here since. Many have come here, even the Baelor Koramzadeh, and they have all been sent straight back to where they came from, or else they were killed for their trouble. You see, Deskari himself had to crawl out of the abyss and come here, the goddess curse him, in order to break through our defenses. And what did he do? He left again, and we're still fighting. Now that is what vigilance and discipline can do. I have to go. Go on then, if you have to. It would be good if you could return with the head of that scum. Ember peers intently at Hulrun. Remember you. When Father and I arrived in this city, you met us. What is this gibberish? As if I have nothing better to do than to arrange meetings with vagrants. But it's true. You and the other knights tied us to stakes and started lighting the bonfire. Father died, and then one of your knights changed his mind and pulled me from the flames, but then he died too. Don't you remember? If you were burned, then it was with good reason. You say some traitor helped you escape from the fire? That is a crime in itself, which means that you have been evading justice all these years. If it weren't for the invasion, I would review your case and see that your sentence was finally fulfilled. You're lucky that we have more important matters to deal with right now. He didn't look the way he does now, all wrinkled and grey. He was young, with a big moustache. Ember smiles broadly and draws a large bushy moustache in the air with her finger. He probably forgot all about me. It was a long time ago. But I do want to say one thing. I'm not cross with him. This knight is a true hero. He just really wanted to protect his city. Only he got all mixed up about who was good and who was evil. Hulrun, you sent an innocent child to be burned at the stake? Don't you want to ask for forgiveness? Pah, hardly. Anyone can look innocent. How did this girl manage to survive the fire? And what about that crow that is always flying around her? I advise you to take a closer look at this innocent little lamb of yours. If you ask me, she looks highly suspicious indeed. I'll kill you for this, you swine. What? I'd like to see you try, demon worshipper.
I will fight.
Awful neutral, yeah. While his inquisitors are of course good.
You won't survive me.
He has a sizable amount of hit points.
I'll hit you.
Let's try this way.
The spirits demand your blood.
Time to share your treasures!
Endure this!
I'll just
won't stop us.
stand here and shoot at him if he wants to remain there.
This will hurt.
You are today's sacrifice.
I think the other weapons are just regular daggers.
Cover me, alright?
Make every strike count.
Surrender or else.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Is there anything I can do to keep him down, I wonder?
A calculated risk.
Go for their hearts.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Too late.
Just need him
for
to go down. The
apologies.
other inquisitors aren't that much of a problem.
No glory without risk.
This should do it.
I'll cut you wide open.
Thank you.
The spirits demand your blood.
Distract them for me.
He's a little bit of too much of a zealot. I'll get the longsword of right, which is not bad. an adamantine chainmail.
I'm all ears.
Wrong.
You do that? Yeah, you did.
Follow my lead.
I don't think the world will miss Prelate Hulrun. There's a hobbit's hovel here. Don't think it's the entrance to the sewers or something like that, but looks like a hobbit's hovel. Just had a sip of water there. The demon invasion transformed all of Canabras into one great battlefield, but nowhere in the city suffered as much as this square. This place saw a clash of titans, the demon lord Descari leading his hordes from the abyss, and the dragon Terendelev, the mightiest of the city's defenders, and one of the first to fall. The scene of destruction leaves no doubt as to the battle's outcome. A skilled scout could recreate the course of the battle moment by moment simply by looking at the ruins. From the chimneys torn down by powerful wings in a sharp dive, to the bloody tracks left behind when the demon dragged away the noble reptile's broken body. But it is no hypothetical scout gazing upon the ruins. It is Caledon, and he is not alone. The shadow of a strange, barely perceptible presence lingers over this place. Like a gaze untethered from any observer, this mysterious force unknown to mortal kind silently assesses, judges, and seeks a better way. In an instant, Caledon is vested with this power and looks at the world with his eyes. Its eyes. The past, present, and future stand before him as a unified whole, an unmoving, multifaceted crystal that would be beautiful were it not for the fractures, blemishes, and flecks marring its splendor. What past does he see? In the past exists the one who wielded this gaze in life, although the one and life are inapposite terms for Aeons, the supernatural embodiments of cosmic balance. Rather than who or what, a better word for this entities is how. This Aeon appeared from outside this world, from the great beyond, to put an end to the intermingling of the planes and destroy the Worldwound, a chasm disrupting the order of the multiverse. Alas, the visitor from beyond proved too weak for the battle that came to fight, even failed to finish casting the spell that would have sent Descari back to the abyss. With one swing of his scythe, the demon lord cut the Aeon down. Interesting. What present does he see? Ruins, blood, corpses. None of this perturbs the Aeon's dispassionate gaze. The living are all alive, the dead will be judged by Pharasma. All is as it should be. But the demons circling in the sky or prowling through the streets create a jarring juxtaposition like splashes of blood-red ink on a restrained pencil sketch. They should not be here. The world of mortals is for mortals. The demon's place is in the demon world. How sublime the world would be if everything in it knew its place. But the demons aren't as abhorrent as the sharp-edged, unassuming crystal languishing in the dirt among the bricks and smashed cobblestones. No mortal would notice it, but to the Aeon's eyes, its mere existence is an outrage against universal laws. If the Aeon still existed, they would not stop until the crystal was unmade. But the Aeon is gone, and only their gaze remains. Caledon picks the crystal up out of the dirt and stows it in his pocket. He is mortal, which means he has the power to decide what to do with it. Yet a purple stone knife. What future does he see? Good and evil, chaos and order. Everything is in its lawful place in the multiverse, and is no longer trespassing where it does not belong. Nothing is disrupting the smooth and steady current of the river of souls from life into death and back to life again. The reality, rid of its flaws, is now perfect, and the Aeons withdraw to eternally admire its beauty, which will never be threatened again. After allowing the hero to view the world through their eyes, the little that remained of the destroyed Aeon is killed. Even appropriate here for an entity that is so removed from life and death as we understand them, used up its last vestiges of energy. Now, they are ready to disperse into nothingness, unless someone decides to preserve the Aeon within themselves. Will the hero take on this power so that he may again look at the world through another's eyes, or will he allow it to vanish? This doesn't lock you to Aeon as far as I know, but I have absolutely no interest of playing an Aeon in this playthrough, so I'll just allow the Aeon's power to dissipate. Caledon is not the kind of person who relies on any eyes but his own. The final traces of the Aeon's existence fade away, sending one last look of farewell at him. That piercing, unyielding gaze, full of understanding of something significant, even as it takes that understanding with it into oblivion. There we go. Eesh, am I actually going to have to spend 3 episodes on the town square? It's hard to believe that this place recently held a bustling and festive market. These are nice midnight boats.
As it should be.
Save the last one for me.
Let's try this way.
You won't survive me.
You are today's sacrifice.
You should probably...
The light!
switch
Thank
back
you.
to ranged weapon.
I'll hit you!
Which also goes for you.
Time to share your treasures.
This will hurt.
Endure this!
Go for their hearts!
Into the fray!
Not sure how the swarms actually do damage.
That is not far.
These people were also killed by ordinary weapons. I guess either Hulrun or cultists. This is a stranger with an interesting mask. I am the answer, but what is the question?
I'll go ahead.
Save here. Watch it! Watch it! What are you goons doing? Why they crush me? A young tiefling lies trapped in a collapsed section of tunnel. Another 2 tieflings scramble around, trying in vain to free him from the rubble. Why is trying highlighted here? Okay. Quit whining. Hey! Alarm! Someone's coming! Yeah, you guys are good at keeping watch. Maybe he will help us. Wise up, would you, before you get us killed? Let's make a run for it while we still can. No, come on, don't leave me here. I'll die here. Hey guys, I see you're in a bit of a jam. Get a load of Lisslot, and no escort either. Aldrich, you little shit, how are you not dead yet? And who is that with you? They're friends of mine, great guys. It turns to you, out of the corner of his mouth, says, listen, do me a solid. Help them drag his sorry carcass free. They'll repay you. Cross my heart. Actually go with the good one here. I'll help you pull him out from under the rubble. Easily clear the rubble and free the trapped teeth. Whew, I'm alive. And all in one piece, give or take, thank you. I'll remember your kindness for the rest of my life. The freed tiefling turns to his companions. And you two clowns, I don't want to hear a word out of you. Get into the tunnel now. One trip, just to the Grey Garrison and back, and don't be a coward, it's not going to collapse. Go, or else we came all this way for nothing. That ended well, didn't it? Wished? Not now, talk later. The tiefling eyes you and elbows his chatty companion in the ribs, causing him to double over in pain. Sounds very suspicious to me. Come clean. Who are you? Alright, don't hurt us. People call us the Thieflings. We kinda skirt around the edges of the law. That's how we make our living. Say some tyrant bans books that show stuff he don't like, or fancy Kyonin wine he don't drink. Is it wrong if we step in to fill the gap in the market? If there's a demand for it, someone's got to sell it. Don't go thinking we're gangsters or anything. Our only concern is making the lives of citizens easier for a little coin. People in this city can't even breathe without breaking some stupid regulation or restriction. Take this tunnel that collapsed on top of our friend, for instance. It leads straight to the Grey Garrison. Thanks to it, any soldier whose throat's feeling a little dry, or who's needing some nighttime reading material, we can get all the things for him that his heartless superiors refuse to. We're providing a public service. I helped you, now you can help me and Commander Tirabade to save Canabras. The militia needs people with various skills, even ones as unusual as yours. You what? Are you blind or something? Tiefling points at his horns and his tail. You know what people call us? Arilu's spawn, and that's one of the nicer nicknames. Crusaders and tieflings don't mix. We'll be torched on sight. Whoa. Tirabade? Irabeth Tirabade from the Eagle Watch? Lads, we have to help her. She's one of the only big shots in this town that actually treats us with any decency. Should we risk our necks for the Crusaders? Because Irabeth risked her neck for ours. He saved me from that creep Hulrun, yanked me straight out of his torture chamber. Only a worthless toe rag would refuse to help her out after that. Nuh-uh, I'm not listening to any more of this. The tiefling makes a show of covering his ears. Do what you want. I'm heading for the River Kingdoms. Go on then. I'm going with the Crusaders and I'm going to round up the others to help. The tiefling smirks. We've made some good money in the city. It'd be a shame to surrender our meal ticket to the demons. But enough yammering. So long. Let me just check my... I'm pretty sternly tied to Lawful Evil. I think there's some demons over here. I'll turn off turn-based combat here because I want to test something. There we go. Okay, you charge him.
Rely on me.
Charge him, and you charge him.
Yet another obstacle.
Turn on turn based. I should have let her
Surrender
get
or
there.
else!
Cover me, all right?
I'll cut you wide open!
You're quite badly damaged, aren't you?
A calculated risk.
Make every strike count.
Okay.
We will win this war.
And you can have a couple of potions. That's better. Despite all the city's troubles, the statue of Iomade towers proudly over the
I
street.
know the way.
Climb down here. But we have to get up to the Temple of Desna. So I'll move us... guess I'll move us over there, but yeah. We're at 46 minutes and nearly 30 seconds, so we should probably wrap up the episode here, and there will indeed be a part 3 of the Market Square in as well. Now, if you do have any questions or comments, as per usual, feel free to leave those in the comment section below. And with that, I hope that you enjoyed the episode, and that you will be here to see the next one as well.